Yes, whatever can be done to put us on a sound footing. His Excellency Pastor Moeno is already doing that. Let's watch this video clip of his inspection in Eket yesterday. When we return, we'll discuss more on this and bring you our next feature for tonight. Stay on.
This market has been here for a while. It was stalled due to COVID, and then when COVID was over, the dollar had risen so astronomically. So we need to ensure that this project gets back on track. I promised during my campaign that we will complete all projects that are not completed by my predecessor, my boss. And so I think it's in line with that promise to ensure that you can see the extent of work here. If we leave it, it will begin to decay. So we must put it to use. Before we can clear the people on the street doing street trading, we must give them a better alternative. So that's why I came.
Yes, welcome back from Eket local government area. That was a brief highlight of His Excellency's inspection visit to the Eket International Market yesterday. Lawrence, something struck me when His Excellency was speaking there. He said you must give people an alternative. If the government intends to take traders off the street.
Absolutely.
And he was saying that this project would enable traders have where to apply their business, market their wares, that if you intend to take people off the street, you should provide an alternative for them.
Yeah, it shows how thoughtful the governor is, particularly. You can, the moment you take off options on the table, it means monopoly. And you can't preach, against street trading when you have not provided alternative. A market of this magnitude of about 2,800 stalls, when you agree with me, is massive.
Yes, it
now,
is.
If each of those stalls are occupied or is occupied by people, multiply that, they have 1 or 2, 3 persons working in each, it is going to create employment, also allow people to leave access road into a befitting place to do their businesses, and thereby creating a free channel for traffic. It also reduces the number of casualties you can experience or that can be experienced on that road. So it's very thoughtful for me, and also a source of revenue generation. So I think the governor has started very well. He's absolutely on a sound footing. And like I said before, my only concern is that projects like this should be completed on time so that Akwa Ibom people can begin to draw the benefit, because we don't have the luxury of time to waste anymore.
Yes, we do not have the luxury of time to waste. His Excellency knows this, and he's working assiduously to ensure that he completes this project. And of course, that all partners, development partners, are also on ground to make sure that this project is being completed on time. Moving forward now, some good news, Lawrence. We started seeing the reward, should I say, the benefit of His Excellency's bipartisan approach to governance. You remember that on assumption of office, His Excellency the Governor did say that wherever an Akwa Ibom son is, whether at the federal or the state level, such Akwa Ibom people should work together to make sure that we bring some dividends of democracy down home for our people. He demonstrated this by congratulating the Senate President, His Excellency Senator Akpabio, when he emerged as Senate President. He also went to Abuja to felicitate with the gentleman, and was also on ground here in Uyo to welcome him when he came home for his Thanksgiving service. We have seen the sighting of the Federal College of Education in Ididep. That project had been pioneered by the very distinguished Senator Itainang, and recently he paid a courtesy visit to His Excellency the Governor to explain to the Governor the details of that project. And it's interesting to know that the Federal College of Education will begin admission in September this year. Lawrence?
If you're building a viral economy, you can't take away the place of manpower training. That is the basis of every society or every formidable economy that you can think of in the world. Ability to create a manpower that can sustain their need before you begin to talk about export. And when I'm tempted to say that since Umaino took out of office, you can hardly draw the lines between the ruling party and opposition. For me, it doesn't exist anymore. What has happened in the past couple of weeks is Akwa Ibom interest. Wherever Akwa Ibom person is winning, you can talk about Hilda Basi, you can talk about His Excellency Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, you can talk about Distinguished Senator Itainang, and you can name everybody that has been a major actor in Akwa Ibom State. Nobody is really talking about party politics right now. What has been, or what has occupied the front burner of Akwa Ibom issues in the last couple of weeks has been Akwa Ibom project. How do we move from where we are? How to move from where we are to where we want to be? So for me, it's a good time. It shows that, look, regardless of who is responsible, for attracting whatever project, the project is for Akwa Ibom people, regardless of where it is sited, regardless of who facilitated the project. And as soon as it is, or as long as it is for Akwa Ibom people, it means every other thing is settled. That's for me. That's how to play the national. Look at other sections of the country. They don't play the kind of I would like to say what a lot of people would describe as pulling down politics. They may have their internal issues, but as soon as it comes to their collective interest, they form an alliance, one front, and they go for it. So for me, Akwa Ibom people, should learn, that look, we may have our own issues, we may have our differences politically and what have you, but as soon as it is for the benefit of Akwa Ibom, all of those shouldn't matter. So I have seen Pastor Moino demonstrate that in the past couple of that, and I'm very happy. Like I said earlier, you can hardly tell who is there and who is that. So if it has become an Akwa Ibom issue. As long as it is for the benefit of Akwa Ibom, you see the governor, moving everywhere. He's everywhere, making sure that, look, we must get this state working. We must get to where we should be. I think by September we will be 36th. And if you look at it, yes, we've done very well, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And I'm sure that's what the governor is looking at.
Very pleasant development there. So we take you now to Government House Uyo, where Senator Itainang, accompanied by the management staff of the Federal College of Education in Ibiono, visited the governor to inform His Excellency about the commencement of academic activities in that campus September this year, and of course discuss other issues as well. His Excellency did give them the commitment of the state government to make the facility available for the usage of Akwa Ibom people and Nigerians in general for that college. Let's watch this.
Let me thank Your Excellency for hosting us today. And let me take this opportunity to congratulate you on your inauguration as the governor of Akwa Ibom State. Congratulations. I also want to thank you for receiving us at short notice, and this confirms what your team has said, that you are an education-friendly governor. Again, let me appreciate you that less than 14 days after your inauguration, you deemed it appropriate, and you did it by coming to pay a courtesy visit to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and discuss the problems of the state and extended felicitations. I appreciate that, we appreciate that, and we assure you that on our part, we shall reciprocate that by making sure we work closely with you to ensure that Akwa Ibom is taken to the federal level. Your Excellency, I'm here to formally inform you that the federal government has approved, has established Federal College of Education in Ibiono in Akwa Ibom State to take off from the facility of the existing Presbyterian Senior Science School in Ibiono. And to allay the fears of the community and others, because last week we were there, the population of the school there is very enormous. We want to assure you that the federal government does not intend that the school should be relocated or taken away, because there are very many facilities there that can host them coexisting together at the beginning, just for a start, and while we expand. Your Excellency may wish to be informed that this is the site that we prepared since 2014 for the Federal Polytechnic, which is now sited in Okana. So the facilities that we prepared has been there. We expanded it with some buildings. We even built a stadium, which is to act as the convocation and the matriculation field. Square for the school is there, is done. And then there are some other buildings we added there, preparatory to making it start. But we're not going to relocate the school. And we pray for the indulgence of the state government to please allow that the school, the Presbyterian Senior School still remain, while the Federal College of Education will still be on the other side. Your Excellency, the community has given land that is about, where you have the Senior Science School is about 20%. They have added 80% of the land in that area, to the left, to the right, to the south and east, so that there is enough space for expansion. And the federal government said they want the survey plan. So we had made a draft survey plan of the area and submitted to the federal government. So, but as the governor, Your Excellency will now take it up, make it formally with the Surveyor General, the area of the secondary school and the area of the Federal College of Education. Your Excellency, we want to thank you so very much for receiving us. I want to please pray you that the intent of the federal government is to start the school September, October. They have looked at the facilities and they have agreed that this is one of the most ready sites that they can start to be able to absorb the number of JAM applicants, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board applicants, who are looking for admission, because the carrying capacity of existing universities in Nigeria is very low given the population. Your Excellency, let me formally present the document at the letter of the federal government to you, making this request and approving the school, sir. Your Excellency. Let me just make a matter in passing. When you went to brief His Excellency, Mr. President, you raised attention on the Calabar to Ikorekpene Road, which all the areas that are not done is called Usong Itaenang. Or any area that is completely tarred and well done is federal government road. So the federal government road, a great part of it has been done, but Usong Itaenang, part of it that has not been done, which is the one you expressed concern. Your Excellency, it is about compensation. The compensation has not been paid on the area that is awarded to Julius Beja, to CCECC, from Mbao Bitam to Ikorekpene. That is because this road is now funded by the Federal Inland Revenue and NNPC tax credit scheme. And the tax credit program does not include the payment of compensation. But the area that was done and awarded to Julius Beja and the area that was awarded to Sematech, there were elements of compensation and were able to get because it was in the contract. But this other side is funded by loan. So in a short while, in the next 1 week, I'll send you a written brief on this situation so that Your Excellency will get abreast on the situation and will be able to take it up from there to be able to assure that the contractors can proceed at great speed. Thank you, Your Excellency, and for the university, for the Federal College of Education, I know your disposition towards this. Even as a commissioner, I know your disposition towards education. We are very conscious that we are very happy because this is going to be one of your first projects with the federal government, and we assure you that we will appreciate it and the federal government will appreciate it.
Informing us in EDDEP. It's development for our people and education for our people, job creation for our people. For me, this is what it should be, that our sons and daughters, wherever God has placed them, let's work in sync to ensure that our people have the dividend of democracy. This is not about party, it's about us working together, state and federal. And we're not too many. So if God plays anywhere, we need to support such people to be able to help develop our people, because I believe that God is in His infinite mercy, didn't make a mistake putting someone at some strategic places to bring something back home. That EDDEP community and all the neighboring communities there will never be the same. You will see the economic activity that will houses, the values, and even the markets, all else with our people that will drive Calabar. So anything we can do again that is legitimately acceptable and right and morally correct, we will do it so that we support and we get that road off. For me, it's not about who takes the credit. It's about our people at the federal level. Please keep bringing things back home. Let's collaborate together. Because when those things come, they are not staying in the air. They will need the support of the state government. And we'll support, and our people will derive the benefit. I'm sure that's why God placed us there. And that's why, for those of us that hold elective offices, that's why they elected us. And So I want to thank you for coming this afternoon. Again, within the next 2 weeks, I'm sure we'll get this, and the SSG will carry on this conversation. The Permanent Secretary, Minister, so we can carry a few things and quickly get them done, so that, like you indicated, we can get our children to school as quickly as possible. I'd like to thank you for coming, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome back. That was His Excellency Pastor Umoino playing host to Senator Itainang and members of the delegation from the College of Education in Ididep Ibiono, which is commencing academic activities this September. It's good to note that His Excellency the Governor's bipartisan approach to governance is yielding positive results already, because now it is Akwa Ibom first, regardless of political party where you find yourself. Lawrence?
Yes, sir. When you agree with me that one of the fastest way to develop an area is to site a school there. It has a way of, galvanizing the locals towards, development. Talk about, small businesses like barbing salon, gaming centers, house rent, even health facilities. So a moment you cite a school in a locality, every other thing begins to peak economically. So beyond, training of manpower for the state and maybe for the country, you also stand to benefit from, building, what I think I would like to categorize it this way as the informal sector around the school. So everything is interwoven, with this particular project. So for me, I'm excited and I look forward to all of this development, particularly in that region.
Okay, moving forward now, we've been joined by a gentleman who works for His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. He is the personal assistant to His Excellency the Governor on student matters, Comrade Wisdom Emmanuel Ofong. Wisdom, good evening and thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, and Lawrence joins us here also. Okay, so Wisdom, let's talk about His Excellency Pastor Umoino and his plans for the students of Akwa Ibom State. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on your well-merited appointment as the Governor's personal assistant on student matters. His Excellency has hit the ground running in various aspects of governance and in education, which you assist His Excellency by making his policy, having meaningful impact on the students. We've seen that His Excellency has instituted 100 million naira educational grant for less privileged students of Akwa Ibom State origin. The first of its kind, I must say. Tell us about this.
Okay, first I must really appreciate you for having me today on the show. I'm very glad. And about His Excellency, the Governor of the state, Pastor Umoino, I must really say that the man is God sent. The man is God sent to all of us in this state. And not just this state, the people outside, the neighboring states, is God sent. And about educational sector, you have said it already, he has instituted about 100 million intervention fund for persons with disabilities. And now, when he gave this money, he said that, if the persons living with disabilities want to really go to school, that the least we can do for them is to support them, and that is financial support, encourage them. So anyhow we can support them, we can just do that. So he went further by donating, giving the sum of 100 million naira for the persons living with disabilities, and this will go a long way to assist them in their academics and then help them, encourage them to to finish their program, because some of them, they might be discouraged, maybe because of what they are seeing around the school vicinity. They might be discouraged and then they might want to just drop out. But this intervention fund is just going to help them, give them morale to be able to go to school. So His Excellency the Governor of the state has really done well for this set of persons, and I believe he's going to continue to extend the same support to other students in the students community.
Okay. This fund, is it going to be accessible to only students, of Akwa Ibom State origin studying within the state, or is also applicable to, physically challenged students that are in other higher institutions, across the country?
Okay, it's going to be for Akwa Ibomites, people that are from Akwa Ibom State. Before now we have already gotten calls. The news is everywhere in Nigeria. Yes, Akwa Ibom State is everywhere. The governor is performing so well. As he has said earlier on, he has hit the ground running. So a lot of persons are calling outside the state from UNN. They are calling from Unical. They are calling from Uniport because of what the governor has done for them. The Messiah has come. So it's not going to be just within. It's going to be for everybody. So the intervention fund is just going to be for everybody. So long as you are from Akwa Ibom State, you can access this fund. Okay, the mode of application. We are working on a website that we are going to, send it out to the public. If you are if you are physically challenged or you are living with any disability, you can log into the website or you get someone to assist you. You log into the website, put in your details there, and then you forward it. We are going to stay in the control room and then we watch it. Earlier today, we even had a meeting with the two ministries that are concerned, education and the women affairs.
Yes, before I was just about to bring that, because I'm aware that the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare, is like the engine room coordinating people with disabilities in the state, to the extent that they even have a day to celebrate them as applicable in the global space. I was about to ask, because I know there is a desk where people with disability go to the ministry, they lodge their complaint, and also draw some sort of support. Beyond setting up a website to have them, log in and register, are you going to harness other data available, particularly from that ministry? How far have you gone in harvesting the data available from that angle?
So far, you've said it already that the Women Affairs have been doing something in that direction already. They have a registry of, all these persons. Some of them, though other persons did not get to know about this registry, they didn't get to know about it. So with this intervention fund, or with this knowledge of inclusivity in this government, a lot of persons have even gone there to register personally. I think they call it Jonapi or thereabout. Yeah, there's an association for them under the Ministry of Women Affairs. So many of them are registered. Some of them, they are not students. They are registered in that association, and then they have a registry. And some persons that we cannot reach out to them with the help of this website, and other information. I think we have had media rounds and in some radio stations, to get them aware. Wherever they are, they can come, register, get the link, register, and then get everything.
So the 100 million educational grant that has been made possible by His Excellency Pastor Moino, the beneficiaries would have to apply through this website.
Yes, they'll have to apply.
Beautiful. To ensure transparency and all of that. A question arises from that. How do you verify? Because someone may say he is challenged, disabled in so-so area. Is there, going forward, I know this is like taking you so much into the future now, because the first step would be the registration on the website. But the question now is, will there be provisions for physical verification so that you do know that the people these funds are getting to indeed merit these funds?
Yes, definitely. Okay. We are actually collecting phone numbers of dean of students in the various institutions. We cannot just send the money down to you like that. We have to, the dean needs to verify. We need to have this data. Admission letter, school fees payment, those ones are already in school. Yes, we have to verify. The school management needs to send a letter to living with disabilities.
It's quite a process.
Yes, it's a process. So very soon we'll be setting up the entire committee so that everything can begin earnestly, and then we get to give His Excellency the report of the progress so far.
So tentatively, how many people you've been able to reach in terms of number of persons living with disabilities?
There's a personal contact, but most of the contacts that I have, I'll pass it down to him because he's the one directly involved in this. So I'll pass. I think we have had about 50 persons so far from my own end that have called so far. in and out of the state.
While still working out the modalities for this, I believe it's not a conversation that we can exhaust tonight because the plans are still in motion. Let's leave that for now, Lawrence. You are the personal aide to His Excellency the Governor on Student Matters. The government on the one side and the students' community of Akwa Ibom on the other side, to ensure that there is a mutually beneficial relationship amongst both parties.
Okay, you're asking my own plans or how I'm going to interfere?
How your own plans and how you will interfere in interface.
Okay, let me start with the plans. You know, my plans arrest agenda. And if you look through the arrest agenda, you are going to see a lot of juicy plans His Excellency has for the education sector, the students community, and see how we can, the way we can start with to be able to reach out to the community immediately. And from the appointment coming in so early in this administration, it shows that he's ready to work with students, the students community, and himself is also a student of postgraduate student of University of Uyo. So I believe he knows what he's really doing, and the plans are very beautiful and wonderful. We start with leadership programs. You know, we have to make programs like that to create a mind shift in the students community. So with the leadership programs, many students who tend to think that okay, everything needs to be done for them, you know, they might arise, that's where it's coming from. They might tend to arise and get to do something for them. And we also notice that a lot of students in the university community that are entrepreneurs. About 70 to 80% of students in the students community are entrepreneurs. And you see from the life of our governor, His Excellency Governor Pastor Moino, he's also an entrepreneur. He has already taken the lead in that angle. So a lot of persons will be benefiting. The student entrepreneurs, support will be coming to them. Let us see what you are doing. Your skill, let us get to see what you are doing. And so far, the students of in Akwa Ibom State, they are really doing so well when it comes to entrepreneurship. What they just need is visibility, and I believe the government of the day is going to give them that enabling ground for them to excel in whatever they are doing. And there are other plans, there are other wonderful plans, partnership with agency, job creation, and the governor of the state is very ready, as I said earlier, is very ready to support the students.
And you're also looking at the area of ICT because a lot of these youngsters, are very enthusiastic with the ICT. Techie, so they call them techie. So I think they are very interested in all of that. So are you working with this, so that we don't just train them in areas that they don't, or that are not enthusiastic, or they don't want? Because one of the key, reasons people fail is going into areas that they are not naturally disposed to. So are you working with all of this given?
In the arrest agenda, you see the vocational skills. Whatever you want to do, you bring it up, present it to His Excellency. Your presentation matters a whole lot. When His Excellency sees that you are sincere with this purpose, there's no one is not going to support you.
Of course, the governor is a thoroughbred. Someone who has sat on so many boards, taking critical decisions. So you can't take that away from him.
They can't take it away from you. So the governor is not going to support you. So far, you are supporting. Say, oh, Joe, you have that thing. So he used to come around, play the music for His Excellency then. But His Excellency could recognize him since, I think, far back, like 10 years ago. He recognized him and said, oh, Joe, you are here. What can I do for you? He said, this is what he wants, this is what he wants. And His Excellency told me, okay, take this amount of money, go and get a laptop for him, get a recorder for him to be able to help him. So I believe with this, those are the signs that we have. He's a father.
I can agree with you. That we can talk. We've been talking with the special assistant to His Excellency, the Governor on Student Matters, Comrade Wisdom Emmanuel Ofong, who joined us tonight on Update Akwa Ibom to bring some enlightenment on the 100 million naira educational grant that has been made possible for students of tertiary institutions of Akwa Ibom origin who are living with disabilities. The modalities are being put in place to ensure that that fund gets to the people who truly deserve it. It's something the governor is doing to show that he has a heart of kindness to the people. On tonight's edition of Update Akwa Ibom, we've been focusing on His Excellency Pastor Moino. We started the show tonight by bringing to you His Excellency's inspection visit at the Eket International Market just yesterday, and thereafter we made known to you that November this year, this is one of the good things that has come to Akwa Ibom State as a result of His Excellency's bipartisan approach to governance and putting Akwa Ibom State first. We do hope and pray that more of the dividends of democracy would come to Akwa Ibom State through His Excellency's kind gesture. Lawrence, I'd like you to give your parting words, because we'll take the June sanitation to wrap.
Few weeks in office, so and I believe a lot of Akwa Ibom people share the same sentiment out there, and I only call for the governor to succeed.
Okay, let's support His Excellency Pastor Umoina to succeed, because when he succeeds, Akwa Ibom State succeeds. My name is Ubud Marcus, and it's a wrap on tonight's edition of Update Akwa Ibom. On behalf of my colleague Lauren Clean, bye-bye.
Grow. We will nurture this tree until it grows, and that as this tree grows, if you are young, also in Jesus' name.